There's open source free app which can be which widely used for the project management. Similarly, you will find MS Project that you can integrate into the teams, and also you will find Zira that's for software development, and Poly and SurveyMonkey. There are a lot of other apps are there which you can directly integrate into this. Okay. Similarly, if you look at at the sales and support, and you will find a lot of apps which are related for the sales sales and support activities, like you will have Dynamic 365, Salesforce, and Freshdesk. There are a lot of other lead management software also which has been which are available here. You can just make use of that. Some are free, some are premium, some are paid one. Okay. Similarly, if you come to human resource here, again you will find apps for the human resource. I was mentioning about Workday, right? Workday, Monday.com. There are a lot of other apps which has been already integrated into the teams. And why I'm highlighting these apps, because customers they may be using these apps outside teams. So as a partner, you can help them to integrate into the teams, right? So that will give them better user experience. Not only that, when you're building the custom apps, right, and when you integrate into the teams, customers will be the employees will be more adapted to that kind of environment, working apps, those apps within the teams. So the adoption will be more like when you develop some custom apps and deploy within the team. So you can see more adoption. That's what I would like to highlight here. Similarly, you will find apps for the education, and also there are like sections for popular apps. These usually indicates the apps which are most commonly used by all the customers across segments. So you will also find sections for what's new here. As I said, this is getting updated on the daily basis, and whatever the new apps that has been released, right, that it will be displayed here. So now let us look at some of Microsoft apps. I will show you. We'll discuss two apps in detail. Uh, Let us now search for approval. The moment you type approval, right, and here you will find this app. Just click on this app. It will ask you to open, and again click on this app. This is mainly this app is used to suppose say something has to be approved, right? Maybe the design document, or leave approval, or some documents within department, or maybe within the same department. For those approval process, you can use this app. The moment you click on this app, right, this is the dashboard you will get, where you will see how many approvals you have sent and how many you have received. Right now, let us uh, add let us create one new approval request. I will just demo you how simple it is. Now let us say one document is there, and some design document is there, and I would like to take the approval from my manager. Let us say I will add as a LN. Okay. If you look at here, I logged in as a Digo. Okay. And now I am requesting approval from LN. Now let us say this is test, and I will add some document here. Now let us say I've added this image now. Okay, the moment you add the attachment, what happens? It will take some time to upload. Once it is uploaded, right, and the send button will be activated. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to send this document, for the approval, and it will be it. The moment I click on send, it will notify the Alan. Now, let us see how this works. Now, I'm sending this request. Now, I'm in, Digo. I logged in as a Digo now. Let me go to switch over to another browser. Now I'll go to Firefox. Okay, and this is Ellen's login. Now let us see whether I have received any request from Digo. Let us click on this activity. If you see here, you will find the notification. The moment you click on that,
Is
this
it?
will hello, this will pop out. The approval app will pop out with all the details, right? And Ellen can approve now, or he can reject also. Let us say we'll approve this, and also he can view this by clicking on this link. He can view the attachment. Now let's say we'll approve this. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll again switch over to Digo account. Let us see what's happening there. Now, once I come back to Digo's account, it says final status has been approved, right? And here you will get a card saying that this document has been approved. Okay. Now this is in a simple what do you say actually, like simple flow, and you can customize this using flow, and you can add more functionality into this, right? This is one of the app, that's what I was like, I was highlighting earlier, which has been released recently. Now let us look at in another app. This is list. This is a basically SharePoint one. It has been integrated into the Teams now. When you click on list, you will find a button to add. Now you can add it from here from the App Store, or like you can specify the team and then you can add there, or you can directly go to.
Hello, you seem to be muted. Can't hear you.
Sorry, I guess somebody has muted me. Okay, no issue. Thanks for reminding me. Now, once you add this list into here, now you will get two options. One is create a list, and you can create from the existing list. Now let us say I will create from scratch. Now here you will find a lot of templates. Now let us you can create from scratch also. You can create the you can add columns one by one, or if you have some kind of Excel sheet, that also you can, from that also you can create a list, or if you have some SharePoint list from that also you can directly add it here. Or now let us say we will use the template. Now as I said we are in the HR, right? Now let us add the recruitment tracker. The moment you use this template, right, automatically all the fields will be populated here. These fields you can change it later. Now let us click on use template, and we'll give some name here. I can choose the color and icon for this. Now once I do that, it says exist. Okay, let us give this name, and we'll create this. Okay. Now, as I said, when use the template, when you use the template, automatically it populates all the columns, right? You can add, more columns into this. Okay. Now let us say you would like to add some kind of department, you can add those columns, and again, there is, if you want drop down, right, you can choose the choice, and here you can say IT, then, let us say finance, and say logistic. Okay, and let's save this. Now, to add a records, right, they can just click on new item here. This is where, let us say now I will fill in the detail, and as you know, this is for the recruitment tracker. Here, all the since we are using the template, all these columns will be populated with values. Now, let us say I would like to make Alan as my recruiter, and I will select the date. Let us say now I will give another date here. Let us add this record. I will save this record. Okay. Now, when I add this record, right? Now, let us say this activity is done by the executive, and whenever the executive adds a record, his team lead or team manager, they can get the alert notification. You can set that alert notification either using SharePoint alert notification, or you can set alert mechanism using Flow also. Okay. Now, what is the plus point here, right? All the team members, they can keep a track, what's happening, within the teams. Now, this is one of the use case, like, as I said, now, let me show you. I can open this same thing in the SharePoint, and there I can set the alert notification the moment, anybody, adds a record, right? Now, let us say, as I said earlier, you can use the flow. Now, for this, we will use the SharePoint alert mechanism. Now, I will say add alert. Okay, and I will choose the list which I have created just now. This is the list I have created now, right? I will say next. Now it's basically kind of configuration. Here you can give the email, like whom should get the notification, alert notification. You can configure mobile also, so that they will get the SMSs, and when you should get the alert, that also you can say for all the changes, or maybe when new items are getting added, or existing items are getting modified, or maybe when item gets deleted, then you should get alert, right? Now, let us keep it as all changes now, and similarly, you can set the frequency, like you should get immediately, maybe in a day, actually, after 4 p.m., or maybe in a weekly, you can specify the date also, right? That's how you can set the alert mechanism, and it will act like a proper app. And whenever somebody acts, somebody adds a record, they will get an his team lead or team manager will get the alert mechanism that you can set. Similarly, there are a lot of other use cases. I just shown you the HR. Now you can think of the sales team. You can add this kind of list, and salesperson going to teams, and the required field you can add, actually, say for example, customer name, customer detail, and customer visited date. All those you can put and create one list, and that person can access this from this mobile and can capture the detail, right? And the sales manager can see those detail instantly, rather than he has to wait for a 1 day, like because usually what happens, they will come back to office, they will do the data entry, so I will lose the time, right? Instead of that, you can integrate this kind of list, and capture all those details from the customer, right? So there are different use cases are there. Now, let us, as I said, we are not getting into detail. This we are going to conduct, a lot of webinars in a month. So we'll take up one theme, and we'll get into detail, right? Now, what we are going to showcase today is, is kind of an overview, and in next month, we will, whatever the use case I'm showing you, right? We will get into detail, actually, into that use case. Okay. So now I have covered now, the 1P app now, and let us focus on the next topic now, the app template. Now, what are the app templates? Right now, a lot of companies, right? They have contacted Microsoft, for some uh, like day-to-day activities, right? It can be like visitor management. They wanted some software, or maybe for employee training, or maybe like just for the company communicator, or maybe like new employee onboarding. There are a lot of requirement came from the customer, right? So what Microsoft has done, they have developed these templates which are basic in nature, and those has been published in the Microsoft site. You can find these app templates, just search for app templates for Microsoft Teams in Google. You will find this link, just click on this. This is where you will find around 30 plus templates. On the right hand side, if you see these are the templates. Now these templates, right? Now let us I will tell you, simple example. Now let us take the employee training. Okay. And when you click on this app, you will find all the detail about this app, right? And how this app will look like, that also you can see, right? Basically now this app where you can like HR manager can schedule events, or training events for the employees. Okay. Now why Microsoft has published here, the reason is simple. Now anybody can download this, right? They can download code. Now let us say I have opened this, and for every app you will find this link, get it on the GitHub. Let us open this link. This is where you will find the source code. Okay, you can download this. Now as a partner, right? Now what has happened here, right? Each customer requirement may be the same, but feature wise, some may ask more, right? Like suppose now one customer has asked for the basic feature, another customer may ask for some additional features like reply button or emojis or some like options. So that's where as a partner you can pitch in there. You can download this code, you can add more functionalities based on the user requirement, customer requirement, right? Now just click on this here link. It will download the code. You can change that code, and let us say when you go to this page, right? This is where you will find all the details about this app, how this app is going to work. Okay. Now there is one plus point. Some apps that which which will consume Azure, and some it will take, some are developed based on the Power Apps. Like whenever you showcase these apps to the customer, right? And if it doesn't have Power App license or Azure license, right? You can also sell those licenses to the customer, right? You are not only deploying the app, you're also creating additional uh, generating additional revenue actually with this app. That's how this is beauty of these apps, like not only as a partner actually, right? Not only implementing deploying this app, whatever the licenses required, you can also sell those licenses to the customer. Now let us look at this app itself. Now let us say as a partner, now if you don't have the technical bandwidth now, then what you can do, you can just download this code. Okay, now just download this code and go to here deployment guide, and here you will find steps how to deploy this app into the Teams. It will, this app is using Azure, as I said. It will show you how to create applications in the Azure. Then all these steps. You know, uh, then it will again say how to deploy into the Teams. Okay. So what you can do is as I said, if you don't have the technical bandwidth, if you don't have the technical team, what you can do, just go to this documentation and download this code, and refer this documentation, and deploy in the tenant. So once you have the technical team, in maybe in the future, right, you can customize that app, And it's not only you can sell it to one customer, you can sell it to as many as customer. And if that app is generic, you can directly upload into our app store also, like to name some of that, like some customer has partners have modified visitor management into, there's one app called visitor management here, and they have modified into gate pass app. So like that, you can think of, or as I said, you can just download this app, and you can deploy into the customer tenant. Okay. Now when you make the changes, right, you will have that you will have the IP, right? So you can send it to anybody. There is no this thing. And this again these app templates are getting updated. And there are other apps, let us see other app templates like appointment manager, then building access, right? Due to this corona covid thing, right? Some this customers are looking for building access management, right? Similarly, you will find apps for new employee onboarding. Now, this app, not only whenever a new employee joins to a company, right, it will you can make use of this app template. This comes, with the bot. Now, let us get into detail. If you look at here, this will now this will this is the card actually. It will be shown to the display to the new employee the moment he added to the AD. Now he can introduce himself, then that and again what he has to do, right, in a week, because usually new employee will have 60 days planning training or 90 days training. That weekly plan also, this will bot will display to that new employee, right? And he can once he can do the introduction, then that will go to his reporting manager to review, right? And reporting manager can review the all new employees introductions. He can approve or he can ask for the more detail. And then he can post that introduction into the any one of the teams. So you can just go through. I will not get into detail. Maybe we are going to have one session for the app template, then we'll get into detail how to deploy all those, right? Now, so as I said, you can find these app templates. Just go to Google and search for app templates for Microsoft Teams. You will find this link, right? Now let us go to another custom apps where we are going to discuss on the SharePoint. And also we will discuss about the Power Apps. Okay. Now I'm going to show you one use case where most commonly it's used by a lot of the customers, right? Because I'm handling both in Asia as well as Africa region, and we have seen a lot of customers shown for this integration, because this is mainly which I'm going to show you now is about the SharePoint intranet site, that which you can integrate into the Teams. Now let us get into the Teams. If you look at here, this is a SharePoint site which has been integrated into the Teams, and that has been added on the top left-hand side on the right top and on this left navigation bar. The plus point here would be like whenever employee opens this team, this becomes the landing page, right? And whatever you see here, right? This I have not done any coding. I have directly taken it from Microsoft. Free templates. Microsoft has published a lot of free SharePoint templates that you can make use of, right? You will find those templates, here. If you go to lookbook.microsoft.com, this one is free. Like and just click on this view the design here. You will find a lot of templates, around 30 plus templates. Some templates you can make use of at organization level. Some are like HR, and these are you can directly add this into the tenant, right, by clicking here left hand side button, and you can customize this. You can put customer logo, right? You can do the branding, you can do change the layout, and this which we're going to discuss in a while, right? There are a lot of templates are available now. This is for the HR. Now, similarly, you will find, templates for sales department. You can make use of this template and, build, beautiful sites. Okay. Now, we'll come back to this and let us, see how, uh, what is the the benefits of integrating SharePoint into the Teams, right? A lot of customers, right, especially small SMB customers, they don't have intranet. Like the reason maybe maybe they don't have the technical teams or they don't have the maintenance team to maintain that website. And whenever there is a change, right, they have to depend upon some persons, right? So this is where, as a partner, you can give them this kind of solutions where, you can integrate this SharePoint into the Teams, and you can keep the maintenance, maybe 1 year or 2 year maintenance of that site, with yourself. So, this is how, a lot of partners start, uh, getting into this, integration of SharePoint into the Teams. Now let us focus here on this SharePoint site. If you look at here, you see a lot of web parts. Right? We call it as web parts. Okay. So if you look at here, there are a lot of web parts are there. Now this is one. This whatever you are seeing, right? This one is this sample design. Because I have talked to a lot of customers, based on that discussion, I have added the most commonly used web parts here. Now, if you look at here, I've added a couple of tabs. Now, each tab can represent, SharePoint site, or it can represent SharePoint page. Okay. Now, let us focus on the home tab now. Now, here, I have added one web part, for the company news. This is where, the company can publish their news. Maybe the company has acquired, some other companies, or they're getting into some other domain, or maybe, they have got any new projects, right? That they can, announce in the company news, or that they can publish in the company news. Similarly, you can have, announcement sections. That's, mainly targeting for the internal stakeholders, like, employee of the month, or maybe annual awards, or maybe, some events like sales event has happened, or operation events, right? Or maybe, some, annual day. All this, you can, those pictures you can publish here. Similarly, you can have, one web part for the calendar where, all the upcoming events within the company, like, webinars, or maybe town hall meetings, or maybe ISO, SMS training, or maybe the HR training. All those, they can publish here, and employees can just see this calendar, and they will be aware what's happening, what's the event, which events are lined up, in that week. They will come to know here. Similarly, you can have another, there is a web part called quick link, where you can configure, different links here, right? If you look at all the companies, right, they use one or other, ERP, like it can be, say, SAP, Salesforce, or Workday, or Monday.com, right? Those, those, or maybe, HR software, those, employees has to remember all those links, right? Instead of that, those links can be configured here. So, employees can come here and they can click on this link, it will navigate to that site. Or in a large company, what happens, right? Each department will have their own subsite. That also you can configure here. Uh, Again, you can have one section. This, as I said, this is a sample one. You can have as much as section or web part you want based on the customer requirement. Now here, I've added one section, for the resources, employee resources. Usually, what happens, employee will have, some claims like expense claims, travel claims, or leave. He will apply for leave, right? And similarly, usually employees will have access to some kind of reports, right? Based on their role, they will access some report. That also you can, configure here. And now you can have, one section for Power Apps, where you can embed the Power Apps, into the SharePoint. Now let us say, expense claim map. Now as an employee, now already I have, raised one claim. Now I would like to add one line item here. Now let us say lodge bill. Now I will say my manager, and I will create this. This is how employees can keep a track about this status, claim status, whether it is accepted or rejected, or whether it is open. Similarly, you can embed ticketing apps, so like for IT, or maybe the IT admin, right? Those ticketing apps for support activity, that apps you can embed here. This is again Power App. Now let us say, I would like to raise one ticket here saying that my laptop is not working. I will create this ticket, and I can, as employee, I can keep a track of this ticket. Now admin, IT admin will have again another dashboard where you can assign this ticket to some other associates. Now as an employee, I can keep a track whether it is started or in progress or closed, right? So you can think of these kind of apps which you can integrate into, which you can embed into the SharePoint, right? And employees can come here, they can raise the ticket, right? They can use that kind of apps. Okay. Now similarly, on the right hand side, if you see, we can integrate social sites like Twitter into this. Now each company will have Twitter account. You just put that Twitter handle, it will automatically pull that tweet into this, and user employees will be aware what's happening within their company, right? Usually companies will tweet about any events or anything is happening within their domain, right? All those employees can look at this, and they will be aware what's happening within that company, right? Similarly, you can embed YouTube videos into this. Now every company nowadays has a YouTube channel, right? Now I'll tell you the simple the use case. Now manufacturing sector, they usually publish videos related to the trends in the automobile industries, and usually the software companies, they will say when the trends on the new technologies, right? That kind of video they will publish. So employees will be aware, by aware of the, this is how you can create the awareness about the upcoming trends, or maybe whatever you would like to communicate, right? That employee company can communicate here by publishing that kind of videos. And if you look at here, again, I have integrated stream into this. As all this meeting recording, right? That gets stored in the Microsoft Stream. That also you can embed. So I have used only a couple of web parts, and there are a lot of other web parts you can integrate into this. And this is where I have added SharePoint document library, where the use case would be like when right, in a company, employees has to go through some documents like process manuals, policies, procedures, or ISO documents, right? All those documents they can keep it here, and employees can refer, and you can put the restrictions saying that whether they can edit or download, that kind of restrictions, what they put, whatever the restrictions you put in the SharePoint, right? Same will will apply here. Okay. Now the another the use case would be like new employees usually refer some documents, right? That also, for that also you can make use of this SharePoint document library. So again, there's another web part where you can pull that, suppose the company is working from different geography like Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, or maybe the Asian countries, right? If the company is working different geography, then you can put that time zone. And similarly, you can embed any files into this, like PPT or PDF. Now here the use case would be like it. Usually company sends a newsletter, right? Instead of that, they can directly embed that PDF into here, and uh, employees can go through this, or maybe like quarterly financial statement. They, some companies publish, right? That also they can embed here. Now this is about one of the tab. Now similarly, you can have a separate tab for the sales department. Here, just for the demo purpose, I have integrated Power BI into this. Okay, you can think of for manufacturing, like you can have production. You can build a beautiful dashboard using Power BI for the production or for the logistic, right? Again, BFSI, you can have some dashboard for their the other financial activities, right? Now let us look at one of the dashboard which I prepared using Power BI. Now this is where as you know, right, Power BI gives you a lot of flexibility. Like the moment you select the region, automatically data gets changed. And it's not only that, when you select the now say if I use this filter, right, automatically data is going to change, right? Not only that, this is only graphical representation, and in addition to that, you will get, if you just click on detail, you will also have data with respect to that, and anybody would like to do some kind of analysis, right, that will help them. They can get into the detail of category wise or product wise or maybe the region wise. So the use case would be like, as I said, you can build a lot of dashboard like this, for the production, for manufacturing, or maybe for operation team, or maybe for the project team, and just you can integrate into this, right? Now similarly, I've added the another tab for the HR department, and this is the template which I have used from the free template. This is where you will get the placeholders where you can configure for the open positions, again internal transfer, promotions, right? Now we'll get into detail, as I said, maybe in next webinar, we will have detailed session on this, how to do this. Again, you can add multiple tabs for the, now this is I have added for learning and development. Similarly, you can add it for logistic, and where whatever you I have shown you, right? This I have taken from the or from here, template. So as I said, we are going to discuss in detail how to integrate this template into the teams, in coming days. Now, finally, I would like to show you the Power Apps. Uh, Now, Power Apps, you can directly add it here, on the left hand side. Let us see the service desk app. Uh, Power Apps, right? Before starting this, and I would like to tell you, what Power Apps is. I think many of you may be aware, right? You would have already, deployed. Maybe you would have already developed in a lot of apps into for day-to-day activities. Like, what is the plus point here in Power Apps, right? You can quickly build apps. It doesn't require a lot of coding, right? And there are a lot of ready-made templates are available, which you can make use of. And second, the benefit, like you can, whenever you are doing the building the app, right, you can make use of this mobile GPS, camera, and that barcode scanner. You need not write extra code for that. Automatically just drag and drop. You can enable the camera of that mobile. Similarly, the barcode scanner from mobile, and also you can capture the GPS detail. Why I'm just, no, just highlighting this, like now let us say one field executive visits the customer, and he takes the customer detail. Now suppose say if you would like to capture the GPS detail also, whether the field executive has gone there or not, at that point in time you can capture the GPS, and then it will ensure that that person was there in that point of time. Similarly, you can make construction site visiting apps, right? Or usually what happens is this construction site, some person will visit to the construction site and they will do the audit. So there also you can make use of GPS, whether that person has gone there or not. This is usually used for the BFS segment, and also like barcode scanner. Using that, you can build a lot of apps for inward and outward for logistic thing. And the third point would be like whenever customer suggests for some changes, right? Is that will be very less. Turnaround time will be very less because it's easy to build this app. You can customize this as quickly as possible, right? It doesn't take much time, in terms of .NET and all. You have to spend a lot of time, but here Power Apps is just kind of drag and drop, and a lot of features you can directly make use of for and it also supports a lot of other databases, not necessarily Microsoft. If you have the customer has Oracle or some open source, or maybe they can connect to Excel also as a database, or maybe to the SharePoint list. So they can make use of all O365, the because it's part of the Microsoft family, right? They can make use of all the SharePoint or list, or maybe the Excel, Access, anything. Let me show you quickly. I'll take another 2 minutes. This is how we can directly add apps into the Power Apps into the team. And let us say this app is for the service desk. This is where all employees can raise a ticket. Let us say Wi-Fi issue. Okay, they can create a ticket. Okay, and you can customize this dashboard, and what has to be like what he can see. Now let us say like ticket opened today is this is what I've just raised. Right, this is one way of adding Power Apps, or you can directly add Power Apps into this team. You can get this is where again I have added expense app. This is whatever I shown you in the SharePoint, right? Same has been added here. Or you can add other apps like let me, this is again for the help desk, you can add it here. Or you can add custom Power Apps just like this. To add the Power Apps, right, just click on the plus button here, and just locate to just you will find the Power Apps here. Or you can search here. Now just click on the Power Apps. This is where you will find the Power Apps. Okay, and it just select this Power App, and and click on save. It will add it will add as a tab here. Right, so we will get into detail next session how to create Power App from scratch, and we'll add it here. So this session we have mainly focused on the Teams platform capabilities, right? And I request if you are interested in a one-on-one engagement, you can nominate yourself, and with TD Africa and Microsoft will shortlist those partners for the depth engagement. In the depth engagement, we are going to cover we are going to train your technical teams, as well as we are going to share some of the use cases, business cases which you can deploy in the customer tenant. For that some criteria are there, so you can nominate yourself. I'm going to share you the link. In the meantime, you can now, I have done with the presentation. If you have any questions, you can raise, or you can put it in the chat window. In the meantime, I'm going to share you these links. Okay, you can open this. Let me open this link. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat window. I will try to, I will answer that. You can, give the name of the person and the email ID, and you can show the interest, what you're interested in, right? And with the TD African, we will shortlist based on some of the criteria, and we will intimate you for the depth engagement, right? Yeah, that's all from my end. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rupesh.
Yeah.
For the section. This is Chidi, TD Africa.
Yeah, Chidi, yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Okay. So if there are no questions, I'll just say thank you first and foremost for that section. I would also try as much as possible to reach out to each each and every one of the partners that were on this call, so that we can know, and if they have anything else that will pop up after this section, in case there's no one that has any question after this. But
What?
just also You said?
Yeah, what I've done is, I've also shared, the feedback link. If they have anything, feedback with related to MS Teams, and if they feel, we can improve upon any one of the Microsoft Teams feature also, no, you can just fill that form. You can give us the feedback. That we will pass it on to our engineering team.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks
That
everybody, for
that's fine.
joining the session. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, JD.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, Rupert.
Yeah. Thank you, Fullerson.
One of the things I would also do is to share the recorded session with the partners that could not attend.
Okay.
Because as you were doing the training, I actually asked the telemarketing team to also follow, because we had called some partners this week, and
Okay.
42 of them confirmed that they were going to be on the call. But now, they had said they had other appointments to attend to. But we'll definitely share the session
Done.
with them via
Done.
email.
Okay. Yeah, no issue. I think, we will conduct this kind of webinar on as planned, in coming days. Yeah, thanks, Falusu and Chidi, for arranging this session.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bye. Bye.